Hey folks, hang with us. We're doing a quick microphone check and video check, making sure everything's working right. So this is mic 1.
Mic 2.
Mic 3.
And mic 4.
All right, let us know if everything sounds all right, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. everybody, it's Daniel from Walker.
And I'm Tom.
And I'm Lexi.
Hey, Lexi, what are you doing? We're doing a live stream here.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
It's cool, Tom. We asked Lexi to help out. Hey, introductions, everybody. Everybody, this is Lexi. Lexi, this is everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Lexi's in the marketing team here at Walker, and she's going to be helping us out today. Most importantly, she's going to be fielding your comments and questions. So all that stuff you're putting in the chat, she's going to be receiving them on her phone, and she'll let us know when there's something we need to talk about.
So if a bunch of people say hi to Lexi in the chat, like we'll see it in a few seconds?
That's
Yep.
right.
That's cool. Can we try that?
Sure. So if you'd like, send Lexi a message, tell her hi, say whatever.
All right, it's a little risky because there's a few second delay, but I'm gonna try and get some of these here. We have Elias Knoll here. Hey, Elias, it's good to see you. Man, there's a lot of you guys on there. We're doing great.
That's awesome. So Daniel, I know Lexi.
Right.
You know Lexi, but
Yep.
our friends out there don't know Lexi.
True. So what are you suggesting?
I think we do some intro questions. So Lexi, what's your favorite breakfast food?
Man. Tom, I don't know if we have time for this. Actually, though, that's a really good question.
I'd have to say caramel French toast bake.
Wow,
Whoa.
that sounds good.
Hey, this is cool. But we've got a whole lot we got to cover. So maybe we should get moving here.
Right, Daniel, but wait, what are we gonna do here?
Ooh, I got this. Over the course of the next 20 to 30 minutes, we're gonna take a quick tour of engineering. We're gonna look at some of our upcoming product releases for 2021. We're gonna take a look at the new Walker Wear clothing releases, and then we're also gonna meet a few special guests along the way.
Oh, well, there you go. I guess she is ready.
Well, I guess so. Yeah, thanks, Lexi.
No problem.
Hey, for those of you who have visited us here at Walker in the factory before, you know that right next to our lobby is Bob Walker's office. We're headed that way right now because we thought it'd be cool to stop in and say hi. So should we do it?
Let's do it.
Cool, let's go. Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hi.
How you doing? Hey, Bob, we brought everybody with us. Everybody, Bob Walker.
Wow. Well, hi everybody. I'm glad you're here and we're here. I'm glad for this time. This is the time of year when we normally like to show people. We go to trade shows, which we have got canceled, and sometimes we have dealer meetings or distributor meetings, and we show off what we're going to be offering next year. This year we couldn't do that, so here we are taking this opportunity to give you a little picture as if you'd stopped in here at the factory. And we're always the kind of people that like to show people what we're working on and what's new, and we don't have any big secret hiding places for new things. We like to just bring them out and show you. So that's what you're going to be able to do here.
Thanks, Bob. So everybody, this is your chance to interact with us here online. So if you have any questions that you've always wanted to ask Bob or a nice comment you'd like to give, share it in the chat and we'll share it with him.
Right. Hey, there's a few seconds delay, so while we wait for that to happen, Bob, I've got a question. You've seen quite a few product releases through the years. I mean, you've been at every GIE that we've been to. Can you think of one that really marks a milestone in the Walker mower product line?
Well, I'm living quite a ways in the past, but back in 1987, 88, we moved away from a chain drive on our wheels to an enclosed gear axle. That was a huge improvement, and it really advanced our whole machine in a big way. So that's the one that comes to my mind.
Awesome.
You know, Bob, I'm glad to say that because it's one of the things I appreciate about Walker is that we try to be innovative and keep looking ahead at things. So that's great.
Yeah.
Hey, Lexi, do we have anything online yet?
We do actually. We're going to ask you a question from Bent Anvil and NZ. What is your biggest highlight of your career?
Wow.
That's a big one.
That's a question. I'm not sure the biggest. Well, I just like to say probably a highlight would be over just being able to work with my dad and brother for quite a few years. Just the three of us is a highlight to my life, really, and I'll always treasure that.
Lexi, that's awesome. Do we have any more coming in?
Let's see. That's going to be it for right now, but we'll make sure we keep up with all your comments and questions along the way.
Bob, thanks for letting us crash you here for a minute. And,
sure.
appreciate your time.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks,
Thank
Bob.
you so
As I
much.
say hi. All right.
All right, so as we get moving, Tom, you've given quite a few factory tours, right?
I have, yeah.
I wonder if you might give us a lay of the land of engineering, because that's really where we're going to be spending some time today. So
Yeah.
maybe how it's laid out and who's working in engineering?
Yeah, sure. Well, we've actually come a really long way since those days that Dean and Max were in the garage, kind of working away at things. And at our core, we've still kept that simple approach with our team even now. Our team works together in the garage building engineering. So earlier, I asked Ted Walker if he'd be willing to introduce the engineering team to us. So let's see. Oh, hi, Ted. How's it going?
Hey, Tom.
All
How are
right.
you?
Doing good. Hey,
Good.
here we are, live stream. We'd like to ask if you'd be willing to introduce your engineering team to us.
I'd love to. You know, engineers do a lot of behind-the-scenes work, and so I think this is a great opportunity to allow all of you to get to know us a little bit better. So
Sounds good.
we're going to start right here, just a few steps
All
away.
right.
Perfect.
All right, our first stop here is in Jake and Steven's office. First off, we're going to introduce Jake Thompson. Jake Thompson's been with Walker for about 2.5 years, and he's our regulatory compliance engineer. So, Jake, why don't you share with us some of the roles and responsibilities you have here?
So hi, I'm Jake. So I primarily work with regulatory standards, and you could be saying to yourself, what in the world are those? And so they're basically safety guidelines that are created by the outdoor power equipment industry. And those could include ANSI documents for the US, ISO documents for primarily Europe. And so we're not just looking at trying to meet those minimum levels of safety, but always striving to improve our product for your safety. And so things we test could include rollover protection, exhaust guarding, belt, PTO guards, as well as sound and vibration levels, and even thrown object and structural integrity of decks. So that's in a nutshell.
Great, thanks, Jake. You know, the regulatory environment is constantly changing, and Jake's doing a great job keeping up with all of that and helping us, like he said, make the safest equipment that we can. So next up is Stephen Haig. Stephen's the newest addition to the engineering team here at Walker, but already making great contributions, and we appreciate the work he's doing. Stephen, why don't you share a few things with us that you've worked on since you started, 9 months ago?
Sure, thanks, Ted. So I've worked on what I would call our smaller design projects. So I'm not working quite on the whole tractor scale yet, but things like engine retrofit kits, B27i implement hitch and soft cab, and then also recently I've started doing some design changes for our Model S18 to improve and the longevity and the reliability of that.
Thanks, Stephen. So we'll catch up with Stephen again here in a few minutes. So we're going to walk a few steps to our other engineering office area. So we're going to go catch up with Mark and Alex. So follow me this direction. Hey guys, we're on Walker Live here. First off, I want to introduce Mark Ellis. Mark has been with Walker for over 30 years now. So he and Dean have worked side by side for decades now. And I want Mark just to share a little bit about what he does and his job here.
Well, I do design and engineering, and then I transition that work into the manufacturing side of things to where, you know, they know what's going on with a new product. And then also I work with the assembly department, making sure they're on board with the new items that are coming down the line.
Yeah, I like to describe Mark as Dean's right-hand man. Over the last 30 years, he and Dean, my dad, have developed an amazing working relationship, and it's fun to watch how they communicate and think and can transform concepts into actual working prototypes. So thanks, Mark. All right, next up is Alex White. Alex has been with Walker for about 10 years now. Alex works on a lot of larger projects, tractor design projects. The first one he worked on when he started was the Model S redesign in the 2010-11 timeframe. And then most recently, last year, we introduced the Model R, which was Alex's design project as well. So, Alex, why don't you share with us a little bit what you're working on right now?
I think you could best sum it up as the kind of the next generation of GHS machines.
Okay, I'm not going to let him say any more than that right now, but we've got some exciting stuff that we're not going to be able to show you today, but that you'll be hearing about in the next few months. So stay tuned on that. Okay, thanks, Alex. Thanks, Mark. We're going to head this direction and go out to the engineering shop, so it's not too far. Head out this way. All right, follow me over here. I'm actually going to be handing the mic back over to Daniel here for just a minute. He's going to explain a few things, and then we are going to talk about some new product that we've got in our engineering shop here to show you today. So here, Daniel, I'm going to hand it back over to you for a minute.
Hey, thanks for the introductions. Hey, we're excited. We're going to be talking about some of the new product that we're looking at here. And we're going to be doing that in a few ways. So Lexi, any reminders?
Yeah, you guys are doing such a great sending in all of these comments and questions. We're really excited to see that. We're going to do our best to answer all of these. If you have a specific question about a product we're looking at today, write it out clearly in the chat, and we're going to do our best to answer as many of those as we can. But just a reminder, we're not going to be able to answer every single message, and we're only going to be able to talk about products that we have here today.
Perfect. Thanks for the reminders. Okay, so here's how it's going to work. We have 5 primary product focuses or categories that we're going to talk about here. And we're going to go through those one at a time. We're going to have the engineering guys kind of give us an overview, maybe demo that a little bit, and then we'll take a question or two if we have time, and then we'll move on to the next one. So if you have questions and we don't quite get to them, keep those questions coming. We'll just catch up as we can. So sound good?
Sounds great.
All right, well, Tom, what's first?
So first up, we have a deck update, and then we also have a new deck product announcement. So for that, we're going to come over here to Dean Walker. Hi, Dean. How you doing?
Hey, Tom. I'm doing good.
Good. Would you mind sharing with us about the deck we have in front of us here?
This particular deck is the 56, and probably most of you recognize it out there. What's different on this deck? Well, we've improved the durability of the deck by adding some more reinforcement around the perimeter of the deck. We've added the replaceable wear edge over on the left-hand end. And you can see some minor differences underneath the deck as far as the baffling and material flow. But one of the big differences we have on this deck is this cutting blade. And this blade, you'll recognize it as being different. It's completely flat. It's very similar to the blade that we're using on the 61. But in order to put this flat blade on this deck, we've had to add this spacer on here, which replaces the offset that we normally have on the blades. So the result is that we have improved the cut quality a lot on this blade, on this deck, particularly over on the left-hand end. But overall, these blades do make a big difference. They can be put on older decks as well, and you'll see some improvement with that.
That's great, Dean. Do you mind telling me about this caster wheel here real quick? It's different than the older deck, is that right?
Well, one of the areas where we've struggled is on the left-hand end, and the position of the caster wheel relative to the spindle is an important difference, and as you move that wheel in farther, then you also get more or a better cut quality, less of a striping effect from that wheel.
All right, that's great. Thank you so much, Dean.
I've got one other thing here I want to show you. This tractor also has what we call the big wheel kit on it. These are 20-inch drive tires, and it has forks that accommodate the bigger drive tires. So we get about another mile-an-hour ground speed out of this machine, as well as a little smoother ride. It's a great thing. We've sold quite a few of these the past few months, and we're excited about this option as well.
That is awesome. I like that, Dean. So you said the big tire kit, it's got different casters then, right, for the deck?
That go with the big tire kit.
And then also casters on the rear.
On the rear, right.
That's right.
So the whole tractor basically is sitting at an inch higher, which allows you to cut an inch higher as well.
That is awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Dean.
You're welcome.
We actually have a question for you, Dean, here.
Okay.
It Matters K wants to know, how does a flatter blade provide a better cut using this deck?
Well, it's one of those things that we kind of stumbled upon, but because our normal blade has a formed channel in the middle of it that causes for the offset of the blade, by getting rid of that channel, we are minimizing or reducing the amount of turbulence, basically unproductive turbulence underneath the deck.
Right.
So that is one of the reasons why we're getting a better cut. Also, this blade is sharpened 6 or 7 inches long, so we have a longer cutting edge. That is also a benefit.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, I think what we're going to do is we're going to move over here to Ted Walker. Ted is going to talk with us about the multi-deck. So Ted, would you share a little bit more with us about this?
Yeah, absolutely, Tom. We're really excited to introduce this new deck to everyone today. This is the DU48-3, and as Tom said, it's a convertible deck. But really, this deck started out with the goal of developing a belt-driven collection deck. We've been working on a belt-driven collection deck and as long as I can remember, 10, 15 years, and we've got a whole pile of prototypes that didn't work. And so it's been something we've been trying over the years. We've never given up on. And so we're really excited about the collection quality of this deck. But one of the neat things about a belt-driven deck is that since both blades are spinning the same direction, it also lent itself very well to becoming a convertible deck. And so not only do we now have a belt-driven collection deck, but we have a deck that you can convert from collection to side discharge. You'll notice that the end cap of the deck over here is actually removable. So by taking out 5 bolts, you can take off the collection end cap, replace it with the side discharge end cap, with the addition of another very simple baffle that bolts in to cover up the discharge chute at the back of the deck. And you've gone from collection to side discharge in a few minutes. 3 to 4 minutes is typically what it takes. This is a very high performance collection deck. We were not willing, even with the goal of coming up with a convertible deck, we weren't willing to compromise on the collection or cut quality of one of our GHS decks. It's just something that we're known for and that we believe should be right. So it's a very high performing collection deck, very good cut quality. And then once you swap it over to the side discharge mode, it's also a very good side discharge deck. So this deck really improves upon the versatility concept that we talk about a lot for the Walker mower. You can collect in those difficult spring and fall conditions, but then maybe through the hotter, drier months of the summer, swap over to side discharge mode when you don't necessarily need to collect all the clippings. So it's going to be a great deck, especially in certain markets. If you're not familiar with it yet, I would recommend that you try it. We are shipping this deck, so even if it's not at your dealership yet or available, it should be very soon. So we're in full production on it and have been shipping.
That's awesome, Ted. We've actually got a question for you.
Okay.
Does the DU48 have a lip around the edge of it?
It does. So I can maybe come over here a little bit better. So because all of the grass has to go around the right-hand end of the deck, in order to keep all of the grass in the deck while we're trying to collect it, we do have a cap edge basically around the entire perimeter of the deck. So that cap edge is really necessary for the collection function of this deck, and it doesn't hurt anything from a side discharge standpoint.
Awesome, thank you.
Any other questions, Lexi?
We do have one more for you. What's your favorite deck?
Oh man, that's like asking what's my favorite kid. So you're not actually allowed to have an opinion on that.
Yeah.
But right now, I love this deck, and one of the reasons is that it's so smooth and quiet. You know, a belt-driven deck, you eliminate some gearbox noise, and this particular deck is just very smooth. So this deck on the front of an S18 is a very quiet, pleasant operating experience. It's great.
That's awesome.
So I'll say this one right now, but it might change in a few minutes.
Might change tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Lexi, I'd love to hear Dean answer that question. Let me grab that mic. Dean, what's your favorite deck?
That's a tough one. How about whichever deck I'm mowing with?
Perfect.
That
means
works,
you love them
doesn't
all.
it? I primarily
Yeah.
collect my grass at home, though, so I'm usually experimenting with something or trying something. So either the 48 standard rotation, reverse rotation, or the 52 reverse rotation
Yeah.
are kind of my favorite decks.
Awesome. Hey, well, we love these two decks. We're excited about them. They're going to be amazing. You guys are going to love them as soon as you get some time on them. We can't wait for you to see them. We're going to transition now. We're going to go to the next category. So the Model R was introduced last year. It's been a huge success. You guys love the Model R. And actually, we have an announcement for the Model R. So we're going to shift right here. And Dean, why don't you introduce us to this?
Yes, this is the 54-inch three-bladed deck for the Model R. You might ask why the 54. Shortly after, not too long after introducing the 42 and the 48 on the Model R, we started receiving requests for a larger deck. And this being more of a residential machine, we felt like there was a definite market for the more rural customer, the customer that has several acres that he's trying to mow. So that's the motivation for this deck. It shares a lot of commonality with the 42 and 48 in that it's a single belt driving all three blades. The carrier rack for it is very similar. It tilts up in a very similar manner too. So it's a great running deck. I've been mowing quite a bit with it here the past several weeks, and we're still tweaking on it just a little bit, but we're excited about this deck and feel like it's going to be a great addition to the Model R.
Right. I've always been impressed with the power of the Model R. Any power concerns on a 54?
None whatsoever, Daniel. It still just mows through whatever you put to it.
That's awesome. I know 54 inches is kind of a psychological barrier to get into the 50s. I mean, but in terms of mowing, like, have you seen kind of some significance going from 48 to 54?
Well, I think it is a lot psychological, Daniel.
Yeah.
You know, once you get over that 50-inch barrier in your mind, it's a big deal. But if you think about it, it's 6 inches on the first pass, but 12 inches on the second pass, 18 inches on the third pass, and after a while, that 6 inches makes a big difference.
Yeah. Awesome. This is amazing. It's quiet. It feels as good as the 42 and the 48. I've seen it, so you guys are going to love it.
Awesome.
Lexi, got any questions
We
on
have
that?
one question about the Model R from Chris C. Are you guys planning on coming out with more accessories and attachments for the Model R anytime soon?
We have talked about that some, Lexi, and while I can't say anything for sure, I think you will see some attachments coming, but to this point, we've primarily been focusing on a lawnmower aspect of this machine.
It's always a good place to start. Make sure you get that solid and then go from there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, thanks a lot. I think we're going to switch over here.
Well, yeah, you guys talking about attachments. I'd like us to move on to over here. We're going to invite Steven to come on up. Steven's going to talk with us about the Model B and some add-ons to it. So Steven, take it away.
Yeah, Tom. So this is the B27i. As you can see, we have a dual-stage snowblower on the front of it and a soft cab. So this is something that's been highly requested for many years, is implement hitch for our B-line tractors. And it's finally here. It's arrived. So this implement hitch is designed to fit on the B27i. It will also fit on the B23 when that is released. It's intended to handle all of our implements that you would normally have used in the past on the C, D, and T. We've developed a weight kit for the back end that allows you to add 50 pounds to start and then increments of 50 pounds beyond that. This right here, we're running 150 pounds on the back with this little bit heavier implement on the front. And then also we have the soft cab that is going to protect you some from the elements. We have had that as an option for our C, D, and T tractor, but now we've got it here on the B27i. It is only able to run with the implement hitch, so it's designed to work as a package. It's going to keep the snow and the wind off of you a little bit, and also give you some lighting if you're in some low light situations.
So this implement hitch was designed for the B27, but did you say it's also compatible with all the other Bs that we have out there?
No, Tom, not all the other Bs out there, but the B23, the carbureted version that we are working on developing and will be coming to you soon, it will also fit on.
Great, that's awesome. So great, Stephen. This is exciting, especially for those of us here in Colorado. We're going to be getting snow soon, and so we can't wait to take this out and see what it's like. So thanks again, Stephen, for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thank you, Tom.
Appreciate it. All right.
Yeah, we'll grab that. The Model B, you guys love it. It's been a favorite ever since it came out. And now with the addition of an implement hitch, you guys, I'm sure you're going to love it even more. But we can't deny the Model C, the Model T, and the Model D. Those are our workhorses. And actually, for an announcement regarding our GHS machines, we've got Ted here.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. So the Model C, the Model T, and the Model D have been in our lineup for a long time. And in fact, the original Model S was, which kind of shares the general chassis style of the C, D, and T, dates clear back to the early 80s, so almost, 40 years now. So Since that time, we've used the Eaton Model 7 as the transmissions in that machine, and it's been a great transmission over the years. We think that the Eaton Model 7 is unrivaled in our industry when it comes to steering feel, and it's really what gives the Walker mower the steering precision and the handling that so many people love. With that said, we've realized that there were opportunities to increase the reliability, the durability of the Eaton Model 7 transmission, and one of the ways that we're doing that is by coming out with a new oil. We want to introduce today this Mobile SHC 630. You can see that this is a private labeled Walker packaging here. It's going to be available soon in your dealerships. And actually, as of October 1st, all of the factory fill oil and all of the transmissions that we're sending out either in service parts or in finished goods are factory filled with this new oil. This new oil is a higher viscosity than what we've used in the past, and it's allowing us to run higher temperatures in the transmission safer without causing any damage. So it's formulated to provide the protection that we really need in our transmissions and give us the durability that we know that these transmissions are capable of.
We got one question for you about the oil.
All right.
They all want to know, is this going to be available at their local dealers? Can they buy it there?
It should be soon. So we have it here. We're shipping it out. And so your local dealerships should have it very soon.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, Ted, so
Any
much.
other questions on oil? This oil is
Just
really
that,
cool.
That's the big one.
I don't know. Go ahead,
I should
Ted.
mention too that in conjunction with this new oil, we're actually changing the recommended service intervals on our Eaton Model 7 equipped tractors. So as of October, we're recommending a break-in oil change at between 50 and 75 hours on new transmissions, and then we're recommending 500-hour oil change intervals after that. So this is for new machines, but for existing machines in the field, we would also recommend that you change to this oil really as soon as possible. The sooner that this oil is used, the sooner that you will realize the benefits of it, the longer life and improved durability that it offers.
You know what, Ted, one of my favorite parts is our logo's on the front, but it's also on the top as well.
Yeah, that's pretty
I think
fancy.
that's pretty cool, yeah. Well,
We don't want any mistaking whether or not it's the right oil.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, we had talked about earlier, we talked about some new decks. We've talked about the Model B27 with an implement hitch, and we mentioned about a B23. So I'd like to go over here to Dean Walker, and I believe he's going to talk a little bit more about the new B23.
Actually, I think I'm talking about the B23,
Go for it,
so I'm
Ted.
just going to hang on to the mic here. Dean's going to talk about another cool deck here in a minute, but I wanted to go over the Model B23. We've mentioned it a couple times already, and then Daniel also mentioned earlier the great product release that we've had with the B27i. That came out about a year ago. It's been received very well. It's done a lot of good work this cutting season, and people are realizing the advantages of the redesigned B27i. And so we were thinking, we've had a lot of requests as well, that we need to take what we've learned with the B27i and apply it to a less expensive version of the Model B. And so we have discontinued the B18 and the B19, and the replacement model for those machines is the B23 that we have here today. So this machine is powered by a Kohler Command Pro. It's a CH680, a 23 horsepower engine. This engine is carb-rated, so you'll notice that there's a choke lever on the left-hand side. But other than those relatively subtle differences, this machine is more like the B27i than not. So the clutch changes that we've made, the different body style where the forward speed control is attached directly to the chassis, the improved heat guarding at the back of the machine, almost everything that we've improved on the B27i carries over into the B23. This machine also has a quick disconnect PTO coupler, which differentiates it a little bit from the outgoing B18. But the really cool thing is that the B23i, with all of this extra value, with 5 extra horsepower, is going to be right around the same retail price as the old B18. So we're really excited to improve the performance of our entry-level Model B. Do we have any questions about the B23?
Not on that one yet. I think
All
people
right,
are
the
processing.
B23 is going to be great. All right, I'm going to hand the mic over to Dean and talk about this cool new deck.
All right, one more deck to talk about. This is a DS48-3. It's a belt-driven deck. As far as deck projects go, this has probably been one of the simplest ones we've ever had because didn't really plow any new ground here with this deck, but it's a combination of existing things. The deck profile is basically a Model R deck. It shares the Model R blades, the Model R spindles. The carrier rack is just very similar to other carrier racks that we've made. But this deck on the Model R has been such a great performing deck and that we wanted to take it over into the rest of our lineup. And so that's what we've done. It has a belt drive under it. So it's, again, very quiet, very smooth, but a great cutting deck, very high production. It's a great matchup with the B series tractors, but again, it'll fit on the front of any of our CDT machines, and we're excited about this. We've had requests for some time for a belt-driven deck in this size, so we think that this is going to be a good addition to our lineup. Oh, also, yeah, should mention that this deck, as on the Model R, accepts the accelerator catcher on here, and just that simple. So again, not to be a primary catching machine, but this is an addition that you can use particularly in the spring and in the fall when you're wanting to do cleanup, or if you're not cutting off a lot of grass during the heat of the season, this also is a viable option.
And Dean, I know I saw this on the Model R, but there's nothing that has to be done to this deck in order to make it compatible with the accelerator, correct? It's coming from the factory with that hole pre-drilled?
That's correct, Daniel. Yeah, so all you need to do is purchase this accelerator and it goes on just that easy.
Is this going to be something that's rolling out into more of our side discharge decks? I know it's on the 42 and the 48. Do we see that coming to other decks?
Well, I don't know for sure on that, Daniel, but that's a real possibility. It's one of those things we're sticking our toe in the water here a little bit with this catcher, and we'll see what the reception of it is.
Right. Well, this is awesome. We've had a ton of really cool products talked about. Any questions coming in, Lexi?
We have one. Someone wants to know, how does the B23, it's carbureted, how does it do running the bigger side discharge decks like the 56?
Oh, it would have no problem with the 56 at all. It might struggle a little bit with the 74, but this is a big displacement motor, and so it's got great torque, and it will surprise you on how well it performs.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for showing us all this product. It's really impressive.
Thank you. It's been our privilege today.
I don't know about you guys, but I think seeing is believing. So what if we were to take these things out and put them into action?
I was kind of going to say the same thing. Let's do it.
Well, good timing, because actually I asked Ryan Walker if he wouldn't mind kind of being on hand in order to do a demo. Ryan, hey, welcome.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan Walker. I'm Dean's son and Bob's nephew. Hey, so the Walker mower is designed to generate results, and we thought it was appropriate today to allow you the opportunity to see the results that some of this new product are able to achieve out on the grass. So we are going to take a few minutes, reposition the lawnmowers out to our testing facility right outside Dean and Ted's shop here, and we're going to be back with you in just a few minutes. We'll see you out there. In the meantime, I think there's a few other things that these three have for you.
Awesome, thanks Ryan. So it's going to get loud here for a second. We're going to turn machines on and move them out. So actually we have a 30-second video we're going to play. This is our autumn leaf cleanup. We always love to see the Walker do an autumn leaf. So let's play that video and we'll catch you on the other side.
Autumn's just around the corner, and as mowing gives way to leaf cleanup, the Walker mower's ready to help you finish the year strong. Walker mulching decks destroy leaves, greatly reducing autumn debris, while the powerful Walker collection system vacuums everything right up. Leaf cleanup has never been this fast and easy. Try it for yourself. Contact your local Walker dealer for a free test drive today.
Okay, well, the mowers are on their way out. You can probably still hear a few engines, but while we go, I thought we might transition over here and let's talk Walkerware.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking, since these guys are setting up, let's look at the new lineup for Walkerware in 2021. Are you guys okay with that?
Oh yeah, actually, Daniel's been wearing some of it this whole time.
Oh,
hey,
nice,
so sneaky.
Yeah.
Hey, what you guys might not know is Walkerware rolls out a new line twice a year. So we do a cold line and a warm line. So we've got new stuff for the autumn and the winter coming up, so let's take a look.
Let's do it. This is Kim Cooper I'm going to introduce you to. She runs Walkerware here at the factory, and she's going to take us through a lot of these new products we're looking at.
Awesome.
Hey guys, so during this whole live thing, you have seen some of the new product that we have, but here's a few more things we have to show you. So I'm sporting our awesome new sweatshirt. It's a two-tone sweatshirt. It is so soft and comfy. This is a must-have for fall and winter. We also have this great new dry duck jacket. A lot of you asked for one without a hood, and we listened.
I'm gonna go right through here because you've got one.
Yeah, let's see Daniel model
Put
it.
it on.
This is gonna be over here.
And then of course Daniel has our great new flannel featuring our Model B mower. But it looks great under this awesome
This is
jacket.
nice. Yeah, awesome.
We also have our brand new black camo multi-cam hat. And if those of you who've seen our custom t-shirts before, we introduced a new high-vis line, so that's going to be available. You can get it personalized with your company, city, state, or phone number. We have a great new beanie that's great for our cold weather. Lexi's going to throw that on. So, looking good. And then we also have our awesome new blue Eddie Bauer parka. It comes in men's and women's, as you can see. And it's really cool if you turn around, Tom, put the hood up. It has the Walker badge on the back. And then one of my favorites is our new straw Walker hat.
Hey,
So
all right.
that's going to be great for being out there mowing.
This will keep my neck less red.
Yeah, keep your neck less
I'm
red.
good in that, Daniel. You're really good in
For
that.
sure.
This stuff is awesome.
So this is all up online
Hey,
at
what about this? What about this
walkerwear.com right now. And then we also have our new flashlight. It's a pen light. It has a great telescopic, so you can switch to spot to floodlight. And then we have our brand new knife. So this is our new Gerber knife. So great ideas for holiday gifts coming up.
That's for sure.
Kim, this stuff is awesome. Man, this Richardson straw hat, I think that's my favorite.
Honestly,
That's quality.
I think all of this is some of my
I hope
favorites.
to see you down in Walkerwear soon buying
I
your
better
new
come
hat.
get my own,
You
right?
better.
Awesome. Well, awesome. Thanks so much.
No problem.
Appreciate it. I think the guys are about ready. If I can take this off. Can I hand that
Seriously,
to you?
I think this is some of the best Walkerwear stuff we've ever seen.
Yeah, I think so too. I love Walkerwear stuff, but for sure this year's stuff is amazing.
Well, let's head out this way. Don't trip over the cornhole boards, also available at walkerwear.com. Let's hop on.
Let's do this.
So this is just a time to take a quick reminder about the t-shirts that you guys have been wearing. T-shirts are available. Now we know that at the walker.com/live, that's been redirecting you to here to YouTube, but right as we end the stream, that'll stay on. So you'll be able to fill out your name, your shirt size, and also the address. And we'll send you one of these shirts just for being here.
So Daniel, like everybody gets one of these shirts?
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
That's
if you're
cool.
watching us live, you can see our faces, you can hear our voices. Make sure you head on over to that form because we are going to close it about 30 minutes after the video ends. So don't miss out.
Perfect. Thanks for being patient with us, guys. I know that didn't work quite the way we said it would, but we're just flexing with it. So here we are, Dawn. Let's go see if these guys are ready
Do
for
it.
some product demos. Let's head over. All right, so you can see we've got the product kind of laid out here. We're going to go through it kind of one at a time, but we're going to let Ryan Walker kind of give us an overview on how we're going to do this here. All right, ready,
All right,
Ryan?
yeah. Hi everyone again. We are going to walk through the product. We brought the snowblower and a soft cab out for the Model B. It's going to be available for both the B23, the new B23 that they just showed, and also the B27i. It requires an implement hitch, and that's all that's out here. We don't have a lot of snow today, so we're not going to demonstrate that, but we're going to start with the DU48 multi-deck. So the first thing we're going to do is have Steven go mow with this deck, and then we're actually going to convert it over to side discharge while we're demoing some of the other product. We're going to show you this deck in side discharge as well in just a few minutes. So hang with us for that. Steven, if you could go ahead and jump on. This is, like Ted was explaining, the primary focus of this deck is collection. So whether that's grass, debris, leaves, it's a very high-performing collection deck. There's a really good back overhang, so a lot of this area does a really nice job. You can see the cut quality in this turf. This grass is kind of that weak fall grass. It's not easy to cut, but this deck has performed really well. It's been in development for close to 5 years now. We've been testing it hard. It's been around the world in different situations, and just proving to be a really, really good addition for the Walker mower. All right, nice line, Steven. That was pretty decent. I'm just kidding, that was really good. So, what's gonna happen next? I think we're gonna start Tom has a timer, and we're just gonna start the timer on how long it takes to switch this deck from collection to side discharge. While they're doing that,
I should have mentioned one tool required. So to change this deck over, there's 5 bolts on the end cap, 2 on the block-off baffle, but there's only 1 wrench required because they're all carriage head bolts.
excellent, thanks Ted. So, Steven, the next deck. This is the DS56 redesigned deck. As Steven mows with this deck, just a few things to mention. Something that Dean was saying, the left-hand side, this area over here has been drastically improved through housing design improvements, blade improvements, and also that left caster tire being moved in slightly. But the other cool thing, come over here, the discharge design of this deck, I don't know that they covered this earlier, but this region of the discharge plate has been redesigned, and so it's discharging much more consistent, especially in thick, wet grass. So this area of the deck is very critical, and the guys have done a really nice job focusing in this area, and it's impressive. So Steven, lay it down, brother. A deck outside of the tractor tires. It's one of the beautiful things about a Walker mower that the tractor portion of the machine articulates independently of the deck, and so it allows the deck to really follow grass contour, ground contour very closely, and so this the overhang of the deck allows operators to get into areas and trim really well around very tight radius, posts, trees. The discharge of this deck is very, very nice.
Hey, so guys, we're having some internet issues. We know we're having some internet issues. Sorry about that. We're out here in the grass, so we're going to try to do our best. If we could maybe stay a little closer over to the garage as we go, but we can continue. Let's kind of do it here.
Excellent. Thanks, Daniel. So let's keep going. The next machine that we're going to look at is the 54 on the Model R. The 54 is a new deck. It's been in design this last cutting season, and it's a really impressive deck. And again, a lot of focus around the discharge performance of the deck and that left-hand cutting segment of the deck housing. If we can get that left-hand side to cut very aggressively smooth and flat, we can maximize the effective width of the deck. And so that's what the guys focus on a lot, is maximizing the effective cut width. Steven, if on that Model R, and the Model R has smart choke, there's no choke lever. So all you have to do is twist it and it fires off on the first revolution. It was launched as a machine it was about 1.5 years ago, and it's been a very successful machine. The Model R is a capable tractor platform and has been performing very well. We're in full production, shipping it around the world. And actually the largest market for the Model R today is in Australia, excuse me. And so if you're here from Australia, congratulations on a really cool and successful launch of the Model R in your country. This 54-inch deck opens up a lot of possibilities for the Model R, and so if you're an acreage owner interested in that prosumer Walker mower, you can be a part of that Walker mower experience. This deck and this machine a great combination for you for your property. The 54 also is compatible with the Accelerator grass bagger, side-mounted grass collection bag, and this deck does a nice job of filling that bag. Okay, so Ted just got done.
So Ryan, I'd like to report, so we just switched out on the multi-deck. Dean and Ted actually did all the work. Dean was just holding the nuts and bolts so we didn't lose him in the grass.
Yep.
But Ted did all the work, and it took 3 minutes, 52 seconds in order for us to switch that out from the collection to the side discharge. So I'm excited. That's quick. That's fast. Now we're going to see how it works.
That's awesome. And it works really well. Again, Walker mowers are designed to generate results, and that's what we're all about here. All right, getting those lines figured out, Steven. That looks good. Hey, I don't know if you can see the results of that 54-inch deck, but it stripes well. It's cutting flat, and it's the Model R21 powers that deck so well. Okay, the Model B23, new tractor, along with a brand new 48-inch side discharge belt-driven deck for the front of the Model B. It's also compatible with Model C, T, and D. And Model S. And so if you have a collection machine, you want a belt-driven side discharge deck for some rough cut areas or certain times of the year, this is a great deck. Steven, go. Something to notice on this deck, and maybe if you, Noah, come over just a little bit, get lined up with this stripe. It's got a really defined stripe, especially for a non-timed, common rotating blade deck. So we're very pleased with this. The Model R has proven to be a wonderful cutting deck, both the 42 and 48. So patterned off the 48-inch Model R deck, this housing has a lot of experience already in the field, and we've just gotten wonderful feedback. So the next thing I'm gonna have Steven do, he's gonna shut down the machine and put on the accelerator and then go and collect some grass with this deck as well. So really, for the first time, we now have a collection option for the Model B. This deck functions as a side discharge, a mold baffle, and a collection deck with the optional accelerator side-mounted bagger. And so a very versatile deck. Again, it's something that I think can fit a lot of operators in the field, both commercial and also if you have an estate, you're a residential operator. This is a really viable option for a lot of different types of lawn care needs, of lawn care operators. All right, we're gonna have him flip around here, shut off the blades. All right, just come around, we'll let you look inside the back of this so you can see how it's filling the catcher. Could have turned around for you, Noah, sorry about that. But if you can peek in here, it's really filling from the back to the front. You can see it's got pretty good characteristics inside that collection cube area. And so we're getting good performance out of the collection option for that. Okay, the last deck we're gonna show is the DU48 in side discharge mode. So in just under 4 minutes, we took a Model T with a really impressive collection belt-driven deck, and we converted it to a side discharge machine. And that's for us, that's a big deal. It's something that I'm really proud of. My brother, my dad, they got to this point, and like Ted said, the belt-driven collection deck has not been an easy road, but through perseverance, we're at this point. And it's producing well. The people who have bought them have been pleasantly surprised and pleased with this purchase. That continues, and it's a deck that we have confidence in, and I think it's worthy of at least getting a demo if you're interested in it. Please get a demo of this. You can request a demo at walker.com/how-to-buy. Get in there, request a demo, and we'd love to come out and show you one of these. All right, so I have one last thing, and it's not this hat. Although this is new, I think you saw it at Walkerware, and so although this is a pretty cool, new hat, there's one last thing I want to talk about. And Tom said it earlier. Walker Manufacturing Company is really about two things. The first is about innovating, and we continue to innovate. And the second is about pursuing our customers. And so, number one, thank you so much for being a Walker customer. Without you, we wouldn't have the opportunities that we have here at the factory. Number two, we're innovating. And in the back, there's a machine mowing back there. It is that next generation GHS machine. Alex talked about it earlier. We are so excited about the future of what's happening at Walker Manufacturing Company. And it's represented back there mowing Dean's yard. That next generation GHS machine, we're going to continue to push. We're going to continue to produce, manufacture machines that perform better, that are lighter, less expensive, simpler, quieter. They go faster. That machine right now is collecting grass at over 8 miles an hour. We are excited about what's coming. We're so thankful for you, and it's a privilege to serve you as we work on this Walker mower project together. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Back to you.
We've got some questions actually, so stay in
wow,
here.
Okay.
We do.
I thought I was done. I thought I got my quota.
We kind of got a bunch of questions that piled up on us. So.
Okay,
All
let's
right,
do it.
We got a whole bunch here. Let's start. When is the B23 going to be available?
Okay, B23 is still in a transition to production. We anticipate start of production timing in late calendar year 2020, early first quarter of 2021.
Awesome. Kind of in that same vein, when is the 54-inch deck on the Model R going to be available?
So we anticipate that in the second quarter of calendar year 2021. Yeah, 2021. Right. Let's get that straight.
This is just like rapid fire
2020
right now.
has kind of been a blur.
All right, what's the capacity of the accelerator grass catcher? Do you know?
I think
it's
that's
just over three bushel, I believe.
Pretty sure that's on our website. If you go to walker.com/add-ons, you'll be able to find that accelerator accessory, and all the details are there.
Yeah, 3.2 bushel.
There you go.
That's awesome.
And it's on walker.com, and I should be right because my older brother Ted told me it was 3.2. Okay.
That's fantastic.
Anything else?
That's what we're going to do for now.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thanks for spending the afternoon with us or morning with us if you're in Switzerland or Australia. Man, it's good to see all of you or be with all of you today.
Cool. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Hey, I don't know about you guys, but I think this live stream was pretty awesome.
Right.
I totally agree. Thank you so much for letting me join you guys. It was such a blast.
Anytime. Glad to have you. Hey, thanks for hanging with us. I know we had some choppy stuff. Thanks for hanging out. Keep those questions coming, those comments coming. We'll see them. We'll be able to reply to you directly. We also know that the form again for the t-shirts was a little funny. So just hang out there. Go to walker.com/live. The form will be there for the next 30 minutes at least after the live stream. So you'll be able to get your shirt. We're happy to get that to you. One last thing actually before we go, as we wrap up, as we've done in previous fall times of the year, we love to see your leaf cleanup videos. And as a matter of fact, we're going to be doing our contest again. So make sure you go on to walkertalk.com or any of our social media pages at Walker Mowers and post your videos. hashtag Walker Leaf Cleanup. That's hashtag
Hashtag.
Walker Leaf Cleanup. We can't wait to see those. We'll pick some winners and we'll send you some prizes. So not only some cash, but also Walkerware gift cards, things like that.
That sounds awesome, Daniel.
Hey, while you're here at YouTube, YouTube is obviously where people go for video, and it's something we're investing in heavily. This is the place if you want to see a Walker video. So make sure you like and subscribe. Like on this video, subscribe to our page, turn notifications on so you don't miss out on anything.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Am I forgetting anything?
No, I think
that's
you
it.
know.
All right, well, as always, thanks so much for being with us. Hey, stay safe and see you later.
See ya.